Hello, welcome back to another video, another tier list video, and today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be ranking the Mayo's Insignificant Adventures seasons, including Chef Noodle and Mayo and the Pig. The rest of the 7 seasons are also here. So I'm going to be ranking them based on, okay, so I'm going to ranking them based on like their story, if like some seasons do actually have a story, or their humor, or like character building within it, or like episodes, enjoyable episodes and memorability, like iconicness or nostalgia, whatever. But we're going to be ranking them. So first we have Chef Noodle, the Mayo's Insignificant Adventures pilot. As you can tell, like I actually added actual text within it, which is sort of adds its own title. However, like many pilots, the pilots usually just introduce or is a little, what do you call it, like experimental feature, like for the cartoon or show you're trying to do. This is the pilot, but I personally think it doesn't hold up as well. I'm putting it in the bad tier because there's not that much editing, and there's like a filter in the background, which is the black and white thing, which in a sort of way it with compared to the rest of the videos, which is all colorful. I really don't think this is any good. It's just isn't a very good start to the series. So I'm putting it here. And now let's go with Mayo's Insignificant Adventures, Season 1, the beginning. Now, in terms of story, it's just a bunch of random things happening, which actually kind of fits the theme of it. It's just a bunch of randomness. However, like the humor, is there could be funny moments, but at the same time, not really. Like sometimes funny, it's sometimes not, or maybe it's just like I don't know if the jokes are any good, but as for the character building, it probably has the best. That's probably the only good feature that the first season has, like the character building. It introduces a bunch of different characters, and you think they're gonna stay like that, but they just develop throughout the season. So, but I think the first season, some of its episodes are pretty memorable. Like mostly the uh, one episode like where farts are illegal. That one episode is pretty memorable because yeah, it does a good job with editing, and story could be funny, actually kind of funny and random, which is how this show does. So I'm putting in mediocre just because like it's not good, but like it's not bad. It's not like Chef Noodle quality, but it does try to make itself a decent season. And now with Mayo's Insignificant Adventures. Alright, so it's kind of like the first season, really, but I think the main difference between this and the first season is that the first season was probably had shorter time, or maybe possibly like faster pace, but I think this one is like lower. It's like more. It takes its time, It takes its time to actually do anything, but I'm putting it in mediocre because it's basically the same thing as the first season. But I will admit, like some of the episodes are could be memorable, but some of them aren't. Like the first episode is pretty good, pretty memorable, like all the time travel stuff. But yeah, mm, it's basically the first season. Now we get into the good seasons. We have Mayo's Insignificant Adventures, Season 3, The Last Vacation. Now, since my cousin introduced me to actually show how editing features does, I'm gonna put it in good tier because like it actually has a story. It has a real story, it has new characters which are pretty different. Does have new characters like mostly Cop and Chef Noodle. Chef Noodle has like a pretty good character development throughout the season. Like he turns from helping Mayo and such to like becoming a bad guy. I think I mean, since he was a bad guy in like the pilot and the first episode, I think it was a good fit for his character development to happen in the third season. And the jokes are actually slightly better now. They're and it gives a little peek into how Mayo's truly is because the first few seasons, like first 2 seasons, he's not really that. Uh, he's not really. He's like a main character. He's not bad, but that's where he starts dipping into his actual identity in the 3rd season. So yeah, there's that. Then we have season 4. Um, I'm just gonna put it in fine because it's a bit of a downgrade compared to the first season. Like the episodes, uh, it's not as the episodes are they do their job, but it's just not as memorable as the first episodes in the first and second season. So, well, except for I guess most likely 2 episodes. Like the first episode was, I think, probably memorable, but I think the second episode that I was talking about is I don't think the second episode was memorable, but I guess Mayo's mistake was pretty memorable because it actually does a twist on Cooper's normal torture. But other than that, I would put it mediocre, but at least it's a huge step on it. I think it's not really while the other 2 seasons and were like slower pace. I think this one has to go a little higher just because it's much more faster paced than the first 2 seasons. So, and it's probably as fast as like say the first 3rd season. So yeah, gets the job done in terms of like adding that. And another thing it does right is actually it dips into the 5th season. Like unlike some seasons, which doesn't really set up well, maybe season 2, but like the other seasons don't really set up a season. But season 4 is most likely the first season in Mayo to actually set up a next season, which I thought was pretty cool and should be in fine, not mediocre or bad. It's just fine, in the middle, somewhere in the middle. Now we have season 5. Okay, so this one is basically season 3, but in terms of humor, it doesn't do that much, but it's still going in and good because it has a pretty insane story. Well, it basically follows the same format as the 3rd season, but like near the end, like at the end, the very last episode, it has many different plot lines. And Fwed's death, I it was like sad but also a little funny when he died. It, it does its thing, And the purple stone, like I thought that maybe like the actual uh, okay, what am I saying? Blueberry McNugget actually revealing he's not dead actually revealed that he actually lived after the 3rd season and told him that he never trusted Cop. I thought that was like good storytelling and actually a plot twist to and an explanation to why he doesn't help. So what am I saying? To maybe a main reason why he actually survives. So yeah, there's that. And now the 6th season. Well, uh, it's basically like it's uh, I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, it's much like the other seasons. However,
What you doing?
I'm making a video. I'm doing a tier list.
Does it really matter if I speak or not?
Well, okay. So we have someone here. I'm just gonna call him my brother. But I was gonna say that this 6th season was much like the other 5, but like the very last episode actually did much better. Like it had horizontal recording. Like that's the biggest improvement.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you're doing. Yeah. I mean, I've never really watched them myself.
But the humor in like the last episode were better than any other humor in the other seasons. So I'm gonna I would put it in good, but there's like an Among Us parody, so let's fight me. Mayo and the Pig is going to enjoyable because it's probably the best season. Because okay, it has like one of the funniest jokes ever in like the first episode, and it has a actual good story, well thought out story.
Is it like a spin-off of like the normal story?
Yeah, it's It's a trilogy, so
Oh, okay, yeah.
it's like 11 minutes. Like two of the episodes are 11, and one of them is 12. But I think this one has a good character development. Like, well, except for like certain parts of the character development, it isn't good, but it does its job. Everyone gets what they deserved. It does the good character development. And now the seventh season, the seventh and final season, goes into good because it, like I said, it's the first ever full length season to actually have horizontal recording.
I mean, you want to end it off on a good note,
Yeah.
so that's another good thing.
And like the seventh season, it actually brings back Hop and explains how he lived. And I thought that was all right. After being away a long time, I thought that was a good idea. And like the first episode, it was pretty funny in terms of like how shipping works in real life. It does that joke. I thought it was pretty funny. But like I think the rest of the episodes are more of just like character development with individual characters. And the last episode, it ends off on a weird note, which is basically the show. It ends off with Mayo waking up and figuring out that this entire show is actually taking place in his coma.
I mean, if you think about it, that's normally something that happens in a lot of movies, but in your case, I feel like it would make sense considering all the different things that clash together.
Yeah. It's basically like I think the entire theme of like this all these seasons are just randomness and bit and funny at certain points. It's a mix of like random things and actual
Yeah.
storylines and funniness and character development. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah,
So
I can see what you mean.
so yeah, that's basically my rank. Like Chef Noodle, with many first seasons, it's bad, but Mayo and the Pig, greatest, all my greatest work. Even though it's not an official season, it's still pretty good because it doesn't have like 10 episodes for people to sit through and watch. It has only three, which
3 episodes, quick, straight to the point, nothing really
yeah,
getting in the middle of anything.
and yeah, and these two are like slower paced. That's why they're mediocre. But like the rest of these, I think they're much faster paced compared to like these two.
And the one you haven't find, which is season what?
Season four,
Yeah,
it's a lot like these two seasons, but much more faster pace.
yeah. So it has its moments where it's like, why does it need to be there?
Yeah, but I will say that the fourth season has less memorable episodes than the two seasons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but just because it's memorable doesn't mean it's memorable for good reasons.
yeah. Well, mm, yeah. It's just that's my rank.
I mean,
So
hey, you know what? Have you decided? Are you going to make this like a tier that people can look at themselves?
yeah, basically, yeah,
Yeah. So you're gonna make this so other people can review your stuff as well.
yeah. However, I don't think much people know about it, but I just make it either way
I mean,
because
hey, you
yeah.
still get to show people.
All right. Uh, nope. I don't know what that button is, but thanks for watching, and I hope that my opinion on this is valid. Maybe it's not, but anyways, bye.